And welcome back to Community Viewpoint. I told you I'd be here. But anyway, we had so much to talk about and with Fire Chief Scott Lewis that we kept him over for the next segment, and we're here. So we were just starting to talk about. My mind wanders.
Well, we were talking about the
How many
staffing
personnel,
levels.
right? The firefighters are what?
There's actually 9 people on duty at any given time in a 24-hour period. That includes an LT and then 8 firefighters, and they consist of paramedics or EMT intermediates. So they're prepared in the event that there's a problem. I always tell the LTs, we're problem solvers. So if they call up and they have a fire emergency, we're going to be right out the door. If it's a medical emergency, if it's a car accident, or whatever the nature of their issues are, we're going to have the resources to go out there and handle their emergencies. And if it's something beyond our bailiwick, such as maybe a law enforcement issue or a code compliance, we're going to have the necessary contact information to refer them to the correct people. But our job is pretty much to be that field to then pretty much direct everyone or be able to handle the emergency directly.
Just like the big city. Oh, wait. We could be.
You know, it's really fascinating, John, because we do have those big city issues. I mean, obviously we're in a rural environment of flavor, but we have our serious traumas and our serious medical. We have a lot of sick folks that live in Pahrump, but you know, we have a lot of social issues. But it's really a good place to live, and one of the best things we can afford for our citizens is to have good emergency services between the sheriff's office, effective mutual aid, the emergency management. All those guys come together in a collective team.
It's amazing, and we see it here every day. And I thank you for overseeing all that with the people. How many? I know you told me, so let everybody know. How many calls did we have last year?
We did just under 7,300 fire and EMS calls this past year.
And that went from simple brush fires to
anything that you can possibly think of.
We can go to suicide too?
We do on a regular basis.
So let you know what's involved with being a paramedic and a firefighter here, and this is reality, and you and your department have to deal with all those things, and we thank God we have the personnel working under you and yourself also.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, if I may, is what makes our people so special is that when you're in a larger city, as you mentioned a little earlier, that engine company may all go out and handle an assignment. And if they have a structure fire, there's so many different companies going to that fire that they'll have a specific task. Our guys go from a medical event to an engine, to a ladder, back to a rescue, to an EMS call, continuously rotating through the entire system. And it has made them so adept. But it's also a caution because you have to keep a really close watch on your folks to make sure they're not overexposed. But our guys are just that good, and I mean that just in every possible way. They just handle everything so flawlessly and just go out and keep handling. They could have numerous calls unfolding at the same time. Collectively, they keep their heads, they prioritize, they get those resources out. And I don't know if the community totally understands how many calls that we get, between 20 to 30 calls in any given 24-hour period. But in some cases, it's even more than 30. And that's an extraordinary number. And it's not as if these guys are sitting around resting, and especially at night, more often than not, that's when some of the interfacility transfers are going out. We do timelines and time frames that are available to anyone who would like to see them. But our call volume is almost consistent across the board on the days of the week, different times of the day, and our responses have really decreased proportionate. It's a really satisfying bit of information.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh my God, yeah. So that's what you have in place now. What does it look like for the future? What do you have planned?
I think that changes are always abound, and I think what we're going to try to do is I would hope that we would be able to further enhance our service. We're always looking at better ways to do something, and I think that we're going to have a greater set of eyes on just about every aspect of what we do. And I think that's actually a good thing because maybe we'll be able to bring some additional thoughts and processes in that'll actually enhance our service across the board.
Yeah, let me put you on the spot a little bit. We had a little bit of a drain because of the circumstances we're under here. Were you able to replace any of the folks?
Yes, we actually have, and we've have them through their preceptorship. And in something like that, you would think, oh, that's a bad thing. It actually brought a great opportunity because Las Vegas asked to join a consortium with them that allows us to go into one generalized pool of applicants. They're testing nationally. All those folks can put in for any department that they would like to be exposed, and we can actually draw those people the same way at Las Vegas, Clark County, Henderson, North Las Vegas are doing. It was a huge effort. They do absorb the cost for the advertising. The testing is done either online or at testing centers. So we don't have to expend the monies to do the testing process. All we have to do is choose the people to be interested in interviewing, interview them, and then we can go directly into hiring. What a great opportunity. And it all became as a result of this most recent issue. And so, you know, it depends how you look at it always. You know, if you want to just look at it from a negative aspect, you know, that's fine. But in this case, we realized some great benefit by just changing a thought process and engaging in a different program with some other folks, and that being the Las Vegas Valley. And they've been instrumental in helping us.
Yeah, so you had something good came out of it that wasn't expected.
Well, you know, John, and the second thing is, it actually is a huge pat on our backs when Las Vegas wants to draw our people.
Exactly.
Because it tells you that they're
You're doing
interested in our
something
people,
right.
we're doing it right. We're recognized as a good force. You know, I regularly meet, it's called the Five Bugles meeting in Vegas, and all the chiefs sit down, and, you know, it's really just much like a table like this, and we discuss all the issues. That hadn't historically happened. You know, we were somewhat of an island out here, and it gave us the opportunity to sit down with these key players who have huge departments and huge budgets, and they're sitting asking how we're doing things.
No.
And, you know, Las Vegas is changing their ambulances more to our style now. So there's a lot of things that Pahrump has offered these large city departments, and they're listening, and I think that's very cool, and it's a great testament to our folks.
It shows us in a much better light.
Yeah.
We were always, a lot of things happened that were in a negative light, so this is one of the more positive things. So anything else in the near works? What about equipment?
Equipment, we've made great strides. We were successful in acquiring an assistance to firefighter grant and basically changed out our entire SCBA, which is self-contained breathing apparatus. Those are the bottles we wear into fires. And so we saved the community a great amount of money because of this grant. We just acquired a second grant that is outfitting all of our volunteers with new turnout gear, a thermal imaging camera. So we're executing that grant right now. We've been successful in working with emergency management on CERC grants and LEPSI grants and United We Stand. So all those things benefit each and every one of us in the community and allows us to better prepare and equip our folks.
So the new hotel is going up. It's a 3-story. So that's the second 3-story building we have in town. I think the bank building.
And you know the big difference is?
What?
If there's a fire there, we have a ladder truck now that'll help us protect it. And it's a fully sprinkled building. We're already doing the pre-plans on it. We're taking our photographs, so we're prepared. Each stage of the fire prevention network, each stage that building's going through, we're right there beside them, so we know exactly what's going on.
That's Anita?
That's actually myself and India. We do all the fire inspections.
Yes. She's good. She's rough. Yes.
You know what, though?
Very respectful.
Yes, exactly.
Her,
and she knows what she expects on fire inspections and things like that, and you know, we get the job done.
So more kudos to her. Yeah, I've dealt with her, and she's been on the show, and I appreciate what she does.
We have to say, we have Lieutenant Moody, Perry, and Smith, and I can't tell you, you know, we talk about our right-hand people. If I didn't have solid LTs out there, I don't know what I would do, because there is no other person. There is no assistant chiefs, deputy chiefs, battalions, captains, anything like that. There's just myself and those lieutenants, and one is on duty at any given time. And I rely on them heavily to get not only the ordained tasks completed, but when we have those serious incidents, and I know that they'll come out and help me. And I can also call them on the all hands and have them come back, and as a collective team, we can handle anything.
Cool. And you do the MOUs with groups around us, whether it be the Southern Fire Protection District, BLM.
Amargosa, 51 station,
and
the emergency management.
And SS, yes.
Yeah.
Over the mountain.
Clark County.
Yes.
We have MOUs with just about everyone, in our surrounding area, and it's not just for them to come here, but more often it's for us to go help them.
Especially out west with the Southern because they're really bare bones over there.
They do, but I'll tell you what, they work their fannies off, though.
I know,
and you got to give them kudos. They worked diligently on that large fire they had late last year.
Right.
And their tender and our tenders, stopped that fire from going down the road, and their one driver just did an outstanding job.
So, anything else? We've got about 3 more minutes.
Oh, sure. There's tons to talk about, always.
Another segment? No. That's fine.
But you know, when we're talking about all these mutual aid groups, one of the big challenges that we've always had is communications. And we've successfully integrated a new radio system, and they're still working on the dispatch modules right now as we speak. But it's going to give us greater latitude to be able to talk to each other, not only on the fire grounds, but en route to the fire grounds, so we have a better understanding of what the incidents are we're responding to. That hadn't always been the case.
Mm-hmm.
We were very much kind of placed in a box with our communications. And this way, you know, the county can talk to resources up north, and through a series of different locator sites and, you know, repeater sites, there's greater abilities now than ever before. We're on 800. When we would go into a building such as the basement or something on the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't, our radio system, the old one, couldn't talk to the folks that were outside. But now this new 800 system that we've been on for several years now has made the biggest difference in firefighter safety.
Oh, interesting.
And that's what we're all about. We have to make sure that everyone is safe as possible. And we did not have a fire fatality last year, which is great. Normally, we usually average about one a year.
Yeah.
And last year, we didn't have any. And I think that comes back to our fire prevention programs, including the juvenile fire safety. That is paramount. You know, if there's anything that we can improve upon, and this is one of our big focuses I'm working with Lieutenant Smith on, is that we have a great number of juvenile fire setters in the town of Pahrump.
Yeah.
And that has been our focus. We've stepped away from the current NFPA programs and become much more stringent. We're not trying to glamorize the apparatus, and, you know, we're keeping the basic tasks, but we're going more meaningful information to really suggest that this is our paramount focus as we move forward. You know, more of the fires are caused by our juveniles than anything else, and are very destructive. And of course, as you know, we've had deaths, and we just don't want that anymore. Mm-hmm. We want to eliminate that from our equation.
We're in the middle of the season for burning brush and stuff.
We are.
I don't. You'd rather see us take it to the dump, but that ends in April, May.
Around May, it depends on the weather conditions. Once it's sustained over 90 degrees during the day and the humidity drops, we're pretty much done.
We're out of time.
We're out of time again.
Let me make one announcement that's very important.
Yes.
I'll put the poster up while I'm doing that. I met this lovely lady at our public library the other day. You got that, Noah? There she is. Jenna McClintock is performing Marta Beckett's ballets at the Amargosa Opera House now through April. Friday and Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sunday at 2 p.m., $20 per person. You can call the Opera House at 706-852-4441. I think it's 760, as a matter of fact. I think that's wrong. I better tell them about that. But anyway, she'll be on the program hopefully next Friday. And a lovely lady, as you could see, that's not Marta Beckett, that's Jenna. So I am definitely going to promote the Amargosa Opera House because I just love Marta Beckett. She's over 90, and if you're watching, hope you make 91 really quick, okay? See you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
I really
for watching.
appreciate everything.
Bye. Bye.